Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is MINIVEX Weekly Series. Hashtag 14 grands, and it's time for match number 1. We're heading towards Erangel. Miltapa is the starting point of the flight path, and it finishes off towards the northwest of Query, the flight path favoring the central regions of Erangel map. Well, it's difficult to head towards Severny, it's difficult to head towards Oslo military base, and neither of the teams are even trying to head towards Oslo military base or the northern regions of Erangel map. First circle has just initiated first circle favoring the eastern regions of Erangel. Well, if we talk about Team 9, they're heading towards school and school apartment areas. Team APX accessing Pachinki, Mystic Esports, as usual heading towards shelter areas. And we'll have to see how much consistency can Mystic Esports show throughout the day in all 4 games. Well, they're known for consistency. Can they play what they're known for? Team HZ got Surge. 2 eliminations for them. That's a really good start. Jade, he gets knocked out. Will he be saved? 3 with him. It's a 1v1 fight. The opponent is barely surviving on 10 HP. It's Pip. He just has to connect one shot. Gabba is far away from his teammate. Will Pip be able to pop in that bandage? At least can he heal himself? He takes down Jade. Face CG Pro knocks down Pip from the sidelines. Gabba eventually being the final player surviving for Team YSP. Is he going to go towards his teammate to save him? I don't think so. It's just a waste of time, waste of efforts. Early casualty will be faced by Team YSP. 75% of the team has been sent back to the lobby, and just one player now has to play till the very end. Shingle Monsters, they are into a fight too. Fight against Team TM. Scoots is out. Red TM it is. Shingle Monsters, Triple might have got knocked out. Apex, he had a AKM. If he had a 5.56 ammo gun, the M416 or AUG, then it would have been easy to knock down Triple. Red TM Apex fails to connect well with that AKM. He did make connections. He did connect his bullets, but still, it is difficult to control recoil. Such a huge range. That's why Red TM couldn't get that opening. Shingo Monsters on the other side, they'll keep on losing their players. I guess Shingo Monsters, they're down to 1 player. Triple is the final player surviving. Anwar, Galioas, both of them are out. The fight is against Team CS, Chaos Syndicate. And Chaos Syndicate is hungry for eliminations. They're going to fight all the teams which are present in the nearby areas. They're going to fight Team Shingo Monsters, but they're going to fight Team Red TM too. But the most important factor in this fight will be to keep yourself, all your players alive. Team CS cannot afford to face any casualty. Yes, they are getting eliminations, but those eliminations shouldn't come at a cost. And Red TM on the other side, they are fighting with some other team. They'll be heading towards the western edge, and they'll fight with Team 19. Team Incredible. Team INC, that is. Keon Struggler is out. From Blacka. Does. What a name. Does and Bumblaka as the two surviving. Did Red TM face another casualty? Yup, they're down to 2 now. 1 shot Scoots is out. So Red TM, they are not even withdrawing. They're continuing the fights. They're not even withdrawing, they're not even heading towards a safe area. It seems like they just want to keep on fighting. They've already lost 2 of their players. They don't find it interesting. They don't find it in their interest to slow down the pace of the game and survive till the very end. FTF Esports, meanwhile, they'll be dropping in Query, and they remind me of Team Aura Gaming. Even they used to drop here in Query areas, but whenever they used to indulge in a drop class, they used to lose. But FTF Esports, luckily, they had no drop class here in Query. They're finishless. But there's so many teams in the nearby areas in the outer skirts of Query, but FTF Esports, they're pretty safe here. But they need to now start moving towards the circle because timing is running out of their hands. And at any moment, Team INC, who's in the outer skirts of Query, might show up here. They can create a setup against Team FTF. Unintentionally, but it might turn against Team FTF. The best thing would be to get out of Query, because this is a kind of drop location which gives me insecurity and anxiety. I don't think that Query is a kind of drop location which you should choose as a primary drop location, because it's always dangerous. It's always fatal whenever you loot here. And FTF Esports, they didn't even get good pair of vehicles for them. Team APX. They headed to Spachinki. Did they head to Spachinki? Well, I think I'm wrong. I think they did head to Spachinki, but now they've rotated. They did head to Spachinki, but it's a good rotation by Team APX, straight up heading to his Miltapa. That's way too quick. They faced casualty in Pachinki. They retreated back from that fight. And now straight away, they headed towards the circle. Team ESP, by the way, they have an option. YSP Gaba will get into the shelter caves. Team Sovereign on the other side will be losing No Me. Space 2 has just initiated circle moves for a centralized shift. FTF Esports on the other side will be heading towards the western bridge of the South Island. 2 eliminations they'll be getting. And whom did they give casualty? Well, Team Soren will be facing 1. And Team Soren is already indulged into a fight. Emperor is inside the shack. He's not inside the shack. He's just next to that wall. And oh no. Mia is going to get caught. Team Soren gets a surprise. Mia might get flushed out too. Definitely that's going to happen. It's inevitable. Emperor, wow, Rosemary shuts him down. And Team Morsey gets eliminated on 20th position. FTF Esports. And they are paying attention to what has happened to Team Horsey. And they'd like to take down Team Sovereign. Only if Team Sovereign chooses to go back to Sosno Military Base and use the eastern bridge of Norepnoi and enter the circle. That's the only way they can survive. But now, there's no way going back. FTF Esports creates an opening. Rosemary will be the final player surviving. Vizzy was just trying to loot. Problems are not stopping. Team SOE, they're getting stuck deep into this mud. And finally, they'll get eliminated. Third party after third party makes it worse for Team SOE to survive. And Team Sovereign gets eliminated on 19th position. Team FTF with a great start, 4 eliminations into the bag. What a start that is. Will they be able to convert this game into a mega game? Should they stop now? Or they should continue getting eliminations for them? Aggression suits them, by the way. Whenever FTF Esports prioritizes eliminations, I feel like they unlock the real them. They unlock the real beast in them. 18 teams, 53 players remaining. Team OS. Team old school down to just one final player. And now the survival mode is on. Team INC is moving around the shelter areas. I feel like they have a doubt somewhere in their minds. Gaba, he's hiding under the cave. Maybe Team INC, they felt the presence. Maybe they didn't. Even Team INC has faced casualties. They have less players, so shelter is the best place to hide whenever a situation like this rises up. Shelter is probably the best place to hide, and that's why even Team INC is showing faith in shelter. Hamza will be finished out. Team OS is out of this game. They are eliminated. Team INC, even now, they have started fighting. Team Sage as well. We're on the negative side of the finish feed. Fight is against Team Fire Out Esports. Basleo gets the flush. Uh-oh. Third party, and Basleo suffers. Not final player surviving. Team Sage Esports. Poison is the man. Well, I guess he hasn't read the finish feed. He doesn't know how many players of Team Fire Out Esports are alive. So maybe he is unintentionally trying to head to his safe areas. Yeah, no, it's intentional. He is heading to his safe areas. NXN shows up. They close in. They get the confirmation. Poison is being chased. Poison is not going to stop anyway. Anytime sooner. Anywhere closer. But Poison is choosing violence now. Poison is taking way too risk. It's a 4v1 fight. He should have escaped. There was no need to stop. No need to let your ego control you. Poison wants to fight. In Team Sage Esports, usually they are known for making a comeback in Rondo, in the map of comeback, where comeback is really suited. So if this Oranga goes in vain, they can bring themselves back in contention in either Miramar or Rondo. Because only you get a chance to make a comeback only till the Rondo. You cannot pull off a miraculous performance in the final Oranga game and straight away make a huge jump on points table. You have to build a momentum for yourself. Poison is on the ground floor. At least he can try to flush out a player. He steps out and he'll be taken down with Ayla. But even now, Deliar is going to get caught by Team FTF. Team FTF is just prioritizing the principles of third party. That's it. This is the second time I'll be seeing them doing a third party. This time it's on Team NXN Esports. NXN will be much lucky as compared to Team Sovereign. Luxio doesn't make no connection there, and now more alert. Team NXN is. CS on the other side had a great start in the early stages, but now they'll keep on losing their players. And are they eliminated from this game is the question. Yeah, Team CS gets eliminated on 14th position. This game has been very much filled with aggression by now, because there are just 13 teams alive, 36 players. Stony will be finished out, so Team HZ, they'll get eliminated on 13th position. Their journey is over. Just 12 teams and 35 players are now alive. FTF Esports gets the confirmation. Dark is out of this game. NXN down to 3. And maybe they were just trying to rotate. There was no need of rotation at this point. They should have completely fought against Team FTF Esports. They gave them an easy chance to take down Dark. Arrow. He's an open. That's a huge range. The Arrow tried his very best. Definitely that spray wasn't that accurate. But Hamu gets knocked down, and that's the Arrow will be connecting a final headshot. And Hamu gets knocked out. The question is, confirmation can't be seeked by the Arrow. 2 players have been knocked out of Team FTF. Luxio and Hamu. And Luxio gets the priority. Last dance. But he knew that Phantom Boy is trying to revive his teammate. Last dance moving closer. Phantom Boy is low. Luxio gets the rev. And NXN Esports eventually is going to maybe eliminate Team FTF. Luxio didn't get the rev. Phantom sneaks out. But since FTF Esports has the numbers advantage, so regroup towards Hamu. Hamu will be saved. Before will be saving Hamu. Fanta won't be able to save his teammate. And yeah. FTF now has to make a decision. Are they going to take revenge? Going to retreat? Retreat is the decision which will be prioritized by Team FTF. Look at Gaba of YSP. He is just chilling inside shelter. As long as shelter is inside the circle, nothing can make him get out of that cave. But finally, Circle moves for a sudden shift, and now Gaba has to get out of that shelter cave and enter the circle. He has to enter the real world. APX, they're in prison. But getting inside prison, eventually, if the circle ditches this area, it will be literally impossible for them to get out of prison. No elimination still now. Just survival game. They're being forced to survive as they have less players alive on their side. They just have to be present till the very end stage. Once they start getting placement points, I guess after that, Team APX will focus on getting eliminations for them. Fanta Boy takes down Gaba of Team YSP. YSP gets eliminated on 11th position, and we are left with just 10 teams now. And a total amount of 27 players. Stage 4. But now maybe the pace of the game will... Now maybe the pace of the game will slow down, but Mr. Keith goes. Squaring up on Team RG. Choli does a great job. Jovke gets knocked out. Mr. Keith controls the situation, but Brothers in Arms, they are poking Team Mr. Keith and Choli gets overwhelmed. It was a sandwich situation. He has to keep an eye on Team RG. He has to keep an eye on Team Brothers in Arms. Brothers in Arms taking advantage of the situation of Team Mr. Keystros. Spessa will be finished, and Team RG will be taken down too. So Brothers in Arms will be eliminating 2 teams at the same time. But more than that was who eliminated Mr. Keystros. But RG, they will be eliminated by Team Brothers in Arms. And we are just left with 7 teams and 18 players. So the aggression is not stopping. Triple is out. Shinga Monsters gets eliminated on 7th position. 6 teams, 17 players. FTF Esports should be the one getting that winner chicken dinner after what they have done till now. Great piece of work. Elimination points along with placement points. Done a great job. But it's time to now finish this game in a positive manner. Temple Legend from the sidelines ruins everything for Hammer. Hammer was trying to stop Team Guff. They were out of the circle. Hammer was just trying to gatekeep the circle, but that was a way too open area. Hammer just became casual. And Guff Esports, they get an easy chance to breach the circle from the north. FTF Esports could have stopped them from doing that. Phantom Boy gets picked off by Render. Called eventually for the final player surviving, but he'll attack Render. He'll give an idea about his position to Team Guff Esports. So they shouldn't struggle. Take down Fold. Aspect gets knocked out. Even Guff Esports has a good amount of elimination, so they deserve to get that winner chicken dinner too. And as they have no disadvantage in the end circle, that's everything you need. They have all the Infinity Stones, by the way, to get a winner chicken dinner. But I feel like somewhere NXN might interfere. Next sake, NXN, they might interfere and they would challenge Guff Esports eventually from getting that winner chicken dinner. Bestino knocks down Legend. Brothers in Arms, they're having a really bad time. players are just getting knocked out, one after the other. Diarro successfully finished Jana. Team Goff. First casualty coming up for them. NXN taking things in their hands. They wanna eliminate the elite power in the map, which is Team Goff. But Diarro was the only man who picked off his hovercraft and went after Team Goff Esports. Last chance. Picks off OG show of Team 20, that is Team TS. 666. And final player for Team TS, Bestino it is. Team 16 would just like to check NXN Delier finishes Bestino, and that's it. Team TS gets eliminated on 6th position. 5 teams, 12 players are now alive. Ford knocks down Dino of Brothers in Arms. Oh, there was a way too open area to stop by in. Taylor surely committed a mistake. Ford gets finished out by Spy. FTF Esports, finally, they get eliminated on 5th position. Good performance. First game and a great start for Team FTF. Brothers in Arms now. Can they capitalize? 3v2 fight, I guess. Team APX makes it to the top 4. Do they have any elimination? Still, they don't have any elimination. Somehow they managed to climb up, which is really good news for them, because I told a few minutes ago that if the circle ditches prison and if you get stuck inside, it's difficult to climb up. But Team Apex, since nobody was looking at them, they will climb up pretty easily. Nobody has seen them till now. They can attack teams, give them a surprise. Again, now Spy gets knocked out. Brothers in Arms still in a problem. Legend, well, he spots Team APX. He spots some movement there. King it is. As soon as Team APX enters open areas, Legend is gonna deal such a spray that Team APX won't be able to bear at any cost. King is just trying to sneak into the circle. And very smart he is. He hasn't revealed his position yet. He was trying to use grenades. Duff Esports definitely doesn't know it about Team APX. Still, Team APX showing trigger discipline. Peak trigger discipline. Four teams and 10 players now are alive. Duff Esports side by side. They'll try to move into the circuit. Dowie gets knocked out. Team APX. It's sad to see that they're letting Blue Zone take them down. They're still not choosing violence, but King ruins everything. King finishes Temple Legend and Duff Esports. Eventually, they're down to 2 players. It's a 2v3 fight left, and they'll have numbers disadvantage in this final fight against the Brothers in Arms. It could have been a 3v3 fight, but Team APX ruin everything for Team Duff Esports. And now the final player would be Render. He's just barely surviving on 10 HPs, and it will be done. It is all over. Brothers in Arms with a winner chicken dinner with a total amount of 10 eliminations. Hashtag 2 for Team Goff Esports. That's it, match 1 has ended. We'll be taking a short break and be right back with match number 2. Till then, like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for match number 2. We're heading towards Miramar. Flight path initiates from the southwest of Puerto Peraza, finishes off towards the east of Ruins. Flight path currently favoring the central regions of Miramar map. It's easy to access the center. It's difficult to head towards the east. It's even difficult to head towards the northeast. And most of the teams are going to be restricted in the center of Miramar map. San Martin, the question is how many teams are going to head towards San Martin, because it's a kind of popular drop location. A lot of teams love to head towards San Martin. Even Los Leones, Team O School will be heading towards Los Leones, FTF as well, APX in the south of Los Leones, CS in the outer skirts in the south of Los Leones, and Team RG as well. So, 5 teams in the nearby areas of Los Leones and inside Los Leones as well. This is going to lead to a huge fight. Coming up from the south of the circle. The circle has just formed and it's favoring the eastern, the central, and some of the eastern, the central, and some of the southern parts of Miramar. Drop clash coming up from Chimasera as well. Brothers in Arms in the last game. They got a winner chicken dinner. And they're fighting against Team Goff. So the fight which we saw in the last circle, which was the last fight of the last game, is going to happen first in Chimasera. OG Show finishes Pip. So again, Pip gets eliminated early. Team YSP with the early casualty. This game started off the same way the last game started off for them. Early casualty coming up. YSP under tremendous pressure now because they are fading fast on points table. Continuously they are having bad games. OG Shaw brings in the first frag. Gabba, although he has a off-guard anger, but even his position is real, but he connects well with the Thompson. And Gabba was a man who survived for a very long time in the last game inside the shelter cave. Looks like he's the only one who realized the responsibility. He gets a knock, gets himself a good damage, but eventually Team TS will execute the rev. Brothers in Arms in this game, they're playing with 4 players, so it's going to be a 4v4 fight against Team Cuff. First opening for Brothers in Arms. A winner chicken dinner surely is going to give them a lot of confidence. But Brothers in Arms, they have a threat of getting eliminated early because whichever team plays well in their angle gets eliminated early. So Brothers in Arms and Team Goff, both the top 2 teams fighting early in this Chimasera drop location. Either one of them is going to get eliminated. I feel like a third party is coming here in Chimasera. Whichever team wins this fight will eventually end up getting eliminated because of the third party. I don't know why, but my gut is telling me. Although there is no team close to Chimasera, but we cannot ignore the fact that teams might rotate towards Chimasera to enter the circle from the southwest. Especially if you talk about Team TS, they wind up the fight quickly against Team YSP. They can move towards Chimasera. But Team CS gets eliminated by Team RG. Wow, that was a quick fight. Team RG, 4 eliminations for them. None of the players got knocked out, so they won that fight in a dominating fashion. None of the players getting knocked out is a statement in itself. And on the other side, things are getting heated up in Chimasera. Brothers in Arms gets another opening. And now maybe Team Guff is going to lose another player. Renders out of this game. So, yeah. Aspect. And he has enough of cover. He can't peek. And Aspect will be taken down in close range by Spy. Kia Spy. Alright, it's Kia Spy. Brothers in Arms, Key Spy. Sort of celebration by Brothers in Arms. They'll win this fight against Team Guff. 4 eliminations and a great start for Brothers in Arms, but still I have a feeling if Brothers in Arms start moving towards the circle, I feel like they'll meet opponents in the midway and they'll end up getting eliminated, or a third party is coming towards Chimasera is what I feel. Brothers in Arms needs to be careful. Well, my prediction has been on point. The factors which I always talk about, whichever team plays well in the first angle ends up getting eliminated early in the very next game. That has happened with Team GF, Team Guffy Esports. They got eliminated early. Team Geff Esports is the team who got #2 in the last game. There is out Team Apex when they face a casualty, Archie getting their 5th frag. Team Sovereign starting off fights early, and well, positive news that they have 4 eliminations now into their bag. It's great. Jofke gets knocked out. Then Mini-14 connects well. And Team RG is in a deep state of trouble. Tesla and Arrow will be the two surviving. And Tesla is quite isolated, quite separated. He needs to regroup with his teammates because at any moment, Team APX might move in close. Tesla is separated. He might get caught off guard, and that same thing would happen to him. Tesla becomes the first casualty for RG. RG was continuously trying to bounce back. They almost did. It's just Jovke who's knocked out. He will get that revival eventually. But Tesla was quite insecure. He started moving out and open. He got taken down. So that first casualty is inevitable for Team RG. Team Sovereign, they're down to 1 player. Rosemary is the final player. Oh, it's a standard situation. The worst situation you could possibly get stuck in. And finally, aside from the sidelines, we'll put an end to Rosemary, and now 2 consecutive bad games for Team Sovereign. Last game as well, they got eliminated early. Here as well, Team Sovereign gets eliminated early. In fact, they'll be getting eliminated on 17th position. Fire Out Esports surprised them out of nowhere. But you have to be ready for surprises in Miramar, of course. Fight from the south, the circle. Now Team APX is just trying to measure Team RG. Oh, new! He's close to get knocked out. He's close to getting knocked out. Look at Era, how quickly he'll move in. He'll be getting all the information from his teammates. And you had to jump in. New gets eliminated. Arobi and King needs to handle the situation. Can they turn the situation? Can the table turn? The scene table's turning, but this is a different case scenario. And the problem is, Error is not revealing himself to King. King is still holding that off-guard angle, but he's getting no vision on his opponents. That is a problem. So the way Team RG is keeping themselves in a safe position needs to be learned. Mystic Esports, 2 eliminations for them. Well, they are in debt. They need more because last game wasn't that great for Mystic Esports. And if they want a good position on points table, they need to accelerate. They need to do well. Poison is out. Esports gets caught in the middle. Team TS from one side, and from the other side will be Brothers in Arms. What's happening there? Jabika gets knocked out. But it's pretty obvious Jabika will get the rev. Brothers in Arms now, they might get caught in the middle. Sage Esports chooses violence. G-Shah knocks down Ikespy. Q-Spy. Dino doesn't even have enough amount of ammo in his Carl. And somewhere Team Brothers in Arms, they read the finish feed. They know what's wrong with Team TS at this point. But the problem is, Dino doesn't have enough ammo. I think that he has utilities of grenades. Jabika gets the rev. Unnecessarily, Jabika pulled off pressure on his team. Where fire it is. Somehow Team TS is trying to make the situation manageable. Oh boy. 2 players now getting knocked out. DRG along with TS Spy. Can they win this fight? Team TS will get eliminated. Now it's time for Team Sage Esports to step up. They can catch a big fish. That is Brothers in Arms. They might get eliminated, but quickly Brazilian Arms will get out of this area. They know the longer they stay here, the more opportunities their opponents get to get their hands on them. And that's what Brazilian Arms don't afford. The repositioning by Brothers in Arms, I must say. Stage 2 has been initiated. Circle moves for an Eastern shift. Oh no. DRG gets knocked out. Yes, well, finally player surviving. Well, my prediction with Brothers in Arms going right. It's just K-Spy. And where is he gonna run? NXN might chase him down as they just saw a player moving. So they must have an idea about the amount of opponents present in front of them. Unintentionally, K-Spy is heading to his fire out East Coast. And this is so much frustrating wherever he's going. Meeting with opponents. Cannot have peace. Now even the back tire of the vehicle being punctured. Surely the pace will be reduced. And both the tires got punctured. K-Spy cannot travel for a very long time. Cannot travel a very long distance. So he's still under tremendous danger. He's not out of danger. He can still get caught here in this compound. Mystic Esports losing Rye early. IAB. Rakaris, he went out and open. Immediately regretted. Sage Esports, Rio steals a frag. And that's a big fight happening around Rio. Fire out Esports versus Brothers in Arms. NXN gets eliminated from this game. Wow. NXN is out of this game. And nobody saw that coming. And on 14th position, NXN will get eliminated. We are just left with 13 teams and 35 players. So many fights happened till now. Stage 3 just initiated. Circle moves for a southeastern shift. FTF deep inside the circle. 2 teams just present inside the circle. Rest of the other teams miles away from the circle. 11 teams are going to rotate at the same time. Pesa, he's out. IAB continue to get frags for them. 5 now they have. Now Jolie is their target. Bakaris switches the seat, but gets knocked out. But he will be saved. Chole will be taken down by Gagu. And IAB won't lose any player, and they'll be getting 2 extra eliminations. Mystique Esports, still no sign of consistency. They'll be getting eliminated on 13th position, in fact. So now just 12 teams, and a total amount of 31 players are alive. YSP versus Team 17, that is Team Horsey. Jiren, how long can he survive? Pikoni finishes early. Oh, that's RLI who got finished out. Triple moves in closer. Finishing the monsters. YSP can definitely stab him in his back. Triple takes down Jiren. Kazui finishes triple, but Team YSP should close in before Jiren gets the rev. Even if he gets the rev, it shouldn't be a problem for Team YSP. But it's just Gaba and Pikoni. It's just Gaba and Ikoni. That's why Team YSP won't have the guts to go into that compound and eliminate Team Horsey. YSP is just trying to keep themselves out of action, out of danger, away from opponents. Just trying to stay on the edge of the circle from all the kinds of drama. Circle moves for a southeastern shift. Now, it's just Team OS and Team 10 inside the circle. Rest of the other teams are out. The circle is so much unpredictable. There is no team who is able to predict the circle well. Again, circle goes for a massive shift. Gaba steps out and gets knocked out. Ikoni eventually is the final player surviving, so YSP's hopes are fading off. Ikoni finds a camel. Maybe that vehicle ran out of fuel. How long can Ikoni survive? Last game as well was miserable for Team YSP. Here as well. They won't be getting any big results. FTF Esports, by the way. One elimination. They were doing great in the last game, but all of a sudden they got eliminated. And in this game, they have just maintained the tempo. Not swimming against the tide, not challenging opponents. Have an elimination, that's kind of a bonus elimination for them. IAB. Kaku did get knocked out, but he'll get the rev. And IAB found himself a sweet spot inside the circle there in the north. But is that Team OS who has a height advantage? Definitely, that's Hamza who climbed up that hill. Lavi knocks down G. Does this scenario gives Team OS an opportunity to get into that compound and eliminate Team IAB completely? I think just one player got knocked out, and IAB is not going to make a mistake of overpeaking. So OS maybe won't get extra opportunities to create more pressure on Team IAB. You need to keep eyes on all the other teams and all the areas. OS's game awareness now will be tested because they have to look after all the opponents which are surrounding them. In fact, Team OS is deep inside the circle. They're almost in the center. This will give them a lot of chances to get eliminations because all the players have good height advantages. So this will give Team OS to get good amount of eliminations for them. They'll be getting healthy chances, but they should even convert it. That's also a question. Fana finishes Rio. Sage Esports, finally their survival game is over. And Team Sage will get eliminated on 10th position. 9 teams and 22 players are only remaining now. But it's still sad to see that Team OS hasn't got any elimination. Oh, Lavi Gaming gets knocked out. And he might get finished out too. He'll get revival, maybe from his teammate. That was Fold. And Fold dug his own grave, sort of. Even Team FTF, they are in trouble. The players under Lavi Gaming and Shaban cannot move. They're sort of trapped inside that shack. If they have to move, they have to move on feet. And for that, they'll have to take down the opponents, which are right above their heads. Fold alone will move towards the circle. Luxio gets knocked down. Fanta is already low. Even he will be taken down. But it will be great if Fanta doesn't give his elimination to Team OS. This will just rage bait them. Team OS won't get the extra elimination easy point. But Fanta gets knocked out by that grenade. So, yeah, it's inevitable. Team OS will get that frag. Will get that point. So now 2 elimination points they'll be having. Stage 5 moves for a centralized shift and eventually Fold. Circle is above his head. Sweet spot he has inside the circle. Now I'll have to see how Team OS regroups. Because 2 players are inside the circle, 2 players are out. How will they regroup is the question. Rotation should be on point. And this is stage 5. It's kind of a crucial stage to move, where the risk of casualty is comparatively more. Hamza gets knocked out. We'll get that rev. Team OS is running out of time. Blue zone is bothering them. Lavi Gaming is moving. Saban needs a lift. Lavi Gaming is going to get knocked out. Stage 6 just initiated, by the way. And stage 6 is kind of a dead zone. And Team OS, we're talking about how they are going to regroup. The regrouping dream will shatter into pieces, and now just two players will continue the journey till the very end. And Chernobyl. Oh, wow. What a spray that was. Chernobyl and Hamza. Do they have vehicles to get down? Because if they don't, then it's almost game over. The best thing would be not giving your frags to your opponents. Give your frags to the blue zone. That would be a strategic kind of a win for Team OS. Fire Out Esports wants to climb up. Just two teams inside the circle. Team 23 and Fire Out Esports. The winner takes it all. If Fire Out Esports wins this fight against IAB, their chance of getting rid of winner chicken dinner becomes 2x. But they have to keep one thing in mind, that while fighting Team IAB, they have to lose as less players as possible. They cannot afford to lose many of the players, because there's Fire Out Esports as well present. Oh, sorry, because there are other teams present. Team like RG. If you want a winner chicken dinner, you need it. Definitely no disadvantage in the end stages. Era does a great job. He won't revive his teammate. He'll first take down the opponents. And Era eventually gets eliminated by Apex of Red Team. This will be their first elimination. Red Team makes it to the top 3. Team 23 is now out of the circle. This is a huge problem for them. G and Gagu is the duo surviving. And I feel like now Fire Out Esports, they're getting this winner chicken dinner. They're getting the job done. Gaku gets knocked out. Apex getting ready for this final fight. Maybe Gaku will get the revival. G is pretty much close to the circle. Maybe he left his teammate behind. He's not focusing on reviving him. Red Team Apex trying to find a loophole to somehow pin down Fire Out Esports. Somehow at least get a extra elimination, because clutching here, getting a winner chicken, and it's almost impossible. But at least before getting eliminated, he can go for that one last push, where he can at least get a couple of eliminations, which will be great for him and his team. IAB finally gets wiped out. Apex will be taken down immediately, pretty easily as well. And that's it, it is all over. Fire Out Esports stands tall, gets a winner chicken dinner with 10 eliminations. And it's time to take a short break. We'll be right back with match number 3. Till then, like and subscribe. We witnessed two flight paths, but most of the teams heading towards New York's factory as Yulin is not being favored by any other flight path. So eventually New York's factory is going to be very much chaotic. That's true. Sky gets knocked out. There was a good pixel peak, but it didn't work. Team Sage Esports, they'll be losing two of the players, two eliminations for them. Now maybe Aura is the only guy who's in the fighting zone, so all responsibilities on him on bringing in all the elimination points for his team. YSP still silent, still measuring opponents. It's kind of chaotic here in New York's factory. It's difficult as the whole lobby is in this particular area. Team OS, Navi Gaming is out. All the players are surviving in bare HPs. I mean, Team OS, they haven't planted any player on the recall tower. Maybe Navi Gaming headed towards a recall tower to recall back his teammates into the game. Instead, he got taken down. That means Team OS now, they have no backup. One of the players needs to now head towards the safe areas, so that they have an option of recalling. You can utilize the recalls of Rondo map. So many teams dropped in the outer skirts of New York's factory as it's always chaotic here. If you would directly drop in New York's factory, especially in the main factory of New York's, then it's chaotic. Because from all the other angles, you'll be the main target. Team OS is just trying to stay on the edge. They're not trying to get in the middle. TS has to do most of the job. It's not being finished. Shivika won't get the confirmation. Sivan gets finished. And now by one, Team OS is losing their players. But they're utilizing the recall tower, which is present in New York's factory. So that's a great move by Team OS. The recall tower, which is in New York's factory, they are utilizing. That's a bold move. Because it's not easy to gain control over the recall tower of New York's factory, as there are so many players here, so many opponents. But still, they made it happen. Great control by OS. But now Soban is out, so they need to recall Soban. First circle as well is favoring the south of Rondo map. Renjiang is weak inside the circle. Fights need to be winded up quickly. Fights need to be wrapped up quickly so that there's a good regrouping inside the circle. Yeah. The recallers now need all the teams who are still fighting. The recallers now need to move close to the circle. So eventually, if you recall your players close to the circle, the rotation becomes more easier. Team Horsey Esports has to travel a lot of distance. They're in Himei town right now, so it's gonna be a wild distance for them to travel. Crazy gets knocked out on the other side. Brothers in Arms. Last game wasn't that great for Brothers in Arms, so if they want to cover up for the last game, this is the moment. They need good amount of eliminations in the recall phase of Rondo. That's the only way they can get a chance to cover up on the points table. After the first game, they were the head of the table. And then Miramar ruined everything. I'm waiting for Team Sovereign. When are they gonna show up? Because Team Sovereign, in terms of consistency, they've been bad. Very bad. I mean, I've seen Team Sovereign play for a very long time. But the performance Team Sovereign has shown in MINIVEX Weekly Series, #14 Grand Finals, it hasn't been up to the mark. And they know it. It's a fact. I hope we see some positivity here in Rondo and the final round of the game, because 15 plus eliminations and a winner chicken dinner could lead them to the top of the points table. And if they do well in the final round of the game, I guess there is a chance to make a comeback. Nothing is impossible. Shigemoto versus NXN. Last dance. Elimination threat. Oh! Triple from a range. Makes Last Dance more alert. Last Dance immediately touches his teammate for the rev. Like to turn this into a 1v2. The triple was in a wide open area. Last Dance will move out of the room. Finish all the players. All the knocked players. Still Triple is hesitating maybe to go for the grenade. He has two, by the way. Shouldn't have hesitated. Last Dance might get knocked out. That was a close call. Last Dance immediately getting out of the way. Getting out of the range. This grenade. The splinters of the grenade won't really bother him. This is a very crucial fight for Team Shingo Monsters. Triple shouldn't fail. It's a 1v2. It's difficult, but it's for the survival of his team. If he falls down, Shingo Monsters will get eliminated. And the whole will get destroyed. So much pressure. And Triple will be taken down by Doc. That's it. NXN wins that fight. Shingo Monsters, the early elimination. Did they become the first team to get eliminated from this game? Absolutely. Shingo Monsters will become the first team to get eliminated from this Rondo game. Performance won't be up to the mark. 3 games, 3 bad appearances. Now it's time for stage 3. Team Sovereign. This time it's Rosemary. And I don't know what happened to Team Sovereign. They're just not able to perform. This is completely opposite of what I saw in Relix Rising Cup when I was watching Team Sovereign perform in the semifinals of Group C. They were invincible. I mean, all the games, they showed consistency. They even got a winner chicken dinner. Even after getting that winner chicken dinner, I mean, there was no overconfidence, no casualness. Everything was just perfect. To the very end stage of the final game, they kept on holding. I mean, not holding or camping, but they held their heads high. They kept on fighting. They kept on getting eliminations. So in Relix Rising Cup, which happens just few minutes before the MINIVEX Weekly Series Season 14 Grands, Group C semifinals, their Team Sovereign was incredible, but all of a sudden they've lost the pace maybe, and this is going to reduce their confidence because if they've qualified for the grand finals, not performing in MINIVEX Weekly Series hashtag 14 grands is going to bother them because it's going to affect their morale. Maybe a lot of questions. Naomi gets a good connection there on Aura. Knocks him down with that tracing. Rio and Smokey. Two surviving. Smokey straight away goes for that rev. Oh, that Molotov is gonna ruin everything. Aura might get flushed out. So much lucky that Molotov was right on him. But that Molotov didn't finish him. But this grenade might knock down Smokey. Might finish Aura. Absolutely, no mate. Gets both of them. But those frags got stolen. Hell no. Team CS interferes. Steals those frags. Eventually now Rio is the final player surviving. Team Sovereign saw him moving into that room. And Team Sovereign now will try to catch this prey, which is named as Rio of Team Sage. Still Team SOE has a doubt about the exact position of Rio. Rosemary is just trying to bait Rio maybe. And Team Sovereign uses the recall beacon, brings back Rosemary into the game. More strong. Team Sovereign is now. Oh, Rosemary gets the double barrel shotgun. Rio was just lying there in the corner. Maybe was just trying to crawl into the circle so that nobody hears his sound of moving. But Rosemary saw him with his naked eyes, and 17th position, Team Sage Esports will get eliminated. 16 teams now, 15 players, stage 4 it is. This Toronto teams are playing quite sincerely, quite seriously. A lot of teams wants to pull off a comeback. Brothers in Arm with a bold rotation inside the circle, by the way. They're deep inside the circle. Should become the center of attraction. Yes, there are a lot of teams who are not in contention. Those teams are gonna do experiments. So they can straight away head towards the center of the circle, which can be bothering for Team Brothers in Arms. And the feeling which I'm getting right now shouldn't happen to them. Steno. Well, he has hit the dead end. He has hit the dead end. But I guess he's trying to search for a recall beacon so that he can bring back his teammates into the game. And if he succeeds to do that, that is going to be insane. That will be incredible. If he succeeds to get a control with that recall beacon, if he succeeds to go back his teammates into the game, that will be a huge jump back into this game for his team and him too. Rosemary now will be the final player surviving. He just not got recalled. Maybe he doesn't have satisfactory amount of loot. Not having satisfactory amount of loot might become a question. But he has a small dip. It's not satisfactory, to be honest. Soon stage 5 is about to begin. New circuit forms, stage 5 it is. Circuit moves for Eastern Shift. Most of the teams are in trouble as they are out of the circle. 12 teams, 32 players. Teams are now trying to gather up in the outer skirts of the circle. Horsey can't move. But they don't need to move because they have a spectacular position inside the circle. But Rosemary in the near future, can become a problem for them if he moves behind their back. Horsey can be caught by their necks. But this just one single player, Rosemary. Never ever ever underestimate your opponents, especially when you have your backs against them. Even a small player can cause big damage. Fire Out Esports, none is out. I'm afraid that Fire Out Esports has been eliminated from this game. Absolutely, Fire Out Esports gets eliminated. On 12th position. Look at Rosemary's position, how much open he is. He's exposed completely. And he's lucky that nobody has seen him yet. Struggler gets Jade. Wow, I'd say 9 eliminations. Probably the team who has the most amount of eliminations in this game. Yup, I feel like the other team who has the most amount of eliminations. Now, we have Team TS, they have 11. But just 2 players, and Skiller gets knocked out. Destino will be left all alone. But it's good that Bastino hasn't been spotted yet. He's quite separated. And if he wants, he can survive. But Team OS is on his target. And he's going to target Team OS like a silent killer with those grenades. Team OS only to get to know what really hit them. And Bastino takes down Saban. He almost messed up with the spray. It took so much time to knock down Saban. He has to reposition. He moves back, tanks that grenade. And Bastino will be stabbed in his back. Brothers in Arms will be showing up. Team APX gets eliminated too. RZ Kazue taking down King. Team APX gets eliminated on 8th position. 7 teams are now alive. And a total of 19 players. Circle moves, by the way, for a western shift. RG is in the southwest. INC is going to move from the southeast, maybe. No need to travel much. No need to stretch out your rotation. Just use the southeastern region. Straight away move towards the circle. Brothers in Arms, by the way, in a close proximity fight. And maybe that is against Red Tiam. Yep, Red Tiam and Team OS at the same time. Red Tiam is dealing with Team OS. Given a casualty, Hamza is the final player surviving. Still, Sky hasn't been revived. Still, Team Red Tiam is struggling. Dino gets knocked out because of the blue zone. Brothers in Arms. And they are facing issues. 12 eliminations from Brothers in Arms. Is that enough? Dino is out of this game. It's a 3v3 fight. Uh-oh, GRG gets knocked out from the back. It's RG showing up. Brothers in Arms is got in a sandwich situation. Grenade of Morton knocks down Legend and Kierspy. Well, his grenade takes down Morton. Presses down Tesla, and that won't be enough. And Team RG eliminates Brothers in Arms. But a good performance for Brothers in Arms, definitely. Because they had eliminations and placement points as well altogether. It will give them good amount of points. They can be satisfied with this round of performance. Now they should plan about Irango, how they're going to play their final game. When the Irango map is their strength. They already got a winner chicken in the first Irango game. They just have to repeat what they did in the first game to get on the top of the table and become the champions of Season 14 Grand Finals MINIVEX Weekly Series. 3 teams, Horsey, about to get knocked out. Team Horsey and Team Red Team, both the teams are targeting Team Horsey at the same time. Apex gets knocked together. Team Horsey, Red Team fighting against each other. Kazui, he wants to move, but there's no chance. Kazui's out. Team RG eliminates Team Horsey in 3rd position. 2 teams, 5 players. Red Team from lower grounds trying to challenge Team RG. They don't have material to move. I feel like utility might end Team RG's reign. Shockley gets caught in midair, and Tesla in the same line of fire. They get caught, and that's it. It is all over. Red Team, 8 eliminations and a winner chicken dinner for them. Hashtag 2 for Team RG. 13 eliminations for them. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be right back with the main event of the evening. Till then, like, subscribe. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the main event of the evening, and we are starting off with the final game, which is going to be Erangel, and here we go. Flight path initiates from the south of Sosnow military base and finishes off towards the north of Lipovka, favoring the eastern regions of Erangel. And obviously, it will be difficult to take charge of the west. Even the center is difficult to access. Since this is the last game, all the teams that are not in contention maybe will head towards just one drop location. And as we can see, a lot of teams are trying to drop in Sosnow military base. The teams who are topping the table, who are the head of the table, will head towards a isolated drop where they can be safe, they can survive. Because only those teams who are not in contention are going to fight in the early stages. Team CS is in that list, Team INC, Team HZ, Team YSP2, Fire Out Esports. Brothers in Arms, this is quite surprising for me. Because Brothers in Arms, definitely this team is in contention. But they've headed to its Osmo military base. They should have realized that there will be teams heading to a Sosno military base, as it is the first major drop location after the flight path starts. So it's pretty obvious that teams are going to show up there. But Brothers in Arms, they were too much innocent. They'll find vehicles for them. Brothers in Arms is trying to sneak out of Sosno military base. Maybe they'll head towards Novorupnoy, because Novorupnoy is completely vacant. But I think they won't take much risk, because they are not sure about Novorupnoy. They must be having a thought in the back of their minds that there must be some team, there must be a team, there must be some teams heading towards Novorupnoy. So I guess they won't take the risk to head towards Novorupnoy. They'll just maybe loot the south of military base island, those small compounds, and they'll be satisfied with what they get. First circle now is the question, and first circle is favoring the northwestern regions of Erangel. Drop clash coming up from Milta. NXN versus OS. Khan doesn't even have a good weapon for mid-range or long-range fights. But for close range, he has a pump shotgun. And he's been using pistol mid-range fights. Hamza, since he has a AKM, he's unleashing on the NXN. He's trying to take the charge. This grenade might knock down another player. DR1 is easy. Final player, last dance. Across the road. The Team OS will get an easy reset. One thing is true, that last dance, he cannot save his team in TRO. He just has to wait now. He just has to wait. Team OS will take the initiative, and then last dance might deal his blow on Team OS. But DRS is crawling back, and that gives Team OS an idea where the final player actually is. Even if they don't know the exact location of Last Dance, they can still get an idea that the final player is across the road. Team OS needs to keep one thing in mind, that in this fight, they shouldn't lose any of the players. Casualty is something they cannot afford. And at least in this last game, they should try to deliver. Look at Stoney's position. He's having a great view on Fire Out Esports. Rio, all alone fighting Fire Out. Takes down Basleo. Immediately switches onto an S4K. And he needs to prioritize players responsibly. Stoney with that brilliant cover knocks down Sai. Rio, will he go in? None is so much low. Rio just needs to connect the bullet. Even if connects a 5.56, that will be enough to take down None. Will this grenade do the job? Not for now. Stoney's gonna move aside. None heals himself. He moves in, knocks down Rio. Stoney. He has a ASM. S12K isn't reloaded. It will take him some time to reload the S12K. Oh my goodness! None! The superb jump shot. Team HZ gets eliminated on 14th position. 3 teams have been already eliminated from this game. YSP, what will be their strategy? They've heard enough of gunshots. They should have closed in by now if they wanted to initiate fight. But since they haven't closed in, that means they are least bothered about eliminations. And we've been seeing this strategy since the very first game. They are least interested about getting elimination. They should change their strategy. Peter be getting knocked out. Struggler is in a close range fight. Pat gets knocked out. Uh-oh, Chris knocks down Struggler. It's like a one last stand from Team CS. They're giving their everything in this fight. Chris, by the way, is the final player surviving, and it's a 1v2. This Molotov can ruin oh my goodness. That Molotov could have ruined everything. But that grenade right on target by those twos, and CS gets eliminated on 13th position. So 12 teams and 42 players are now alive. Mystic Esports surely is going to be very much aggressive in this final Orango game. This is something they always do. It seems like they fell on their own face. They headed towards Milta to challenge Team OS. OS gave them so much trouble now. There's two players on their feet, Rai and Sogat. And I feel like the elimination is near now. Can Sogat and Rai pull off a miracle? If they do, that's the only way Mystic Esports is surviving. But now they have desperation more in them, so they have to survive and they have to save the teammates too. So they have to wrap this fight up as soon as possible. They just not have to win it, but they have to win it in time. They don't just have to win it, they have to win it in time. Genome is out. Shogat gets knocked out. It's Hamza. Hamza gets knocked out by Rai. 1v2. Survive. Was in close proximity. The grenade deals immense damage, and those final shots will be landed by Lavi Gaming. And Team OS wins that fight. 10 eliminations for Team OS. Mystic Esports will be sent back to the lobby with just 1 point. Team YSP against Team Horsey. Gabba, final man. He might take down Emperor. Well, he's out. And he heals himself. And Emperor, with that PP-19 Bison, takes down Peep and Gabba. He will take down Gabba, who was the final player. And Team YSP gets eliminated on 11th position. And now Team INC, they've heard the gunshots. And they know something is fishy on the other side of the bridge. What? Struggler takes a huge right turn, a sharp right turn, straight away heads to the lighthouse. Jolly is still inside that watch house. Emperor sneaks out. Jolly might get caught here. I don't know if Emperor and Jolly are communicating or not. Because Emperor moved out, Jolly is still clueless. He's still healing. And now Team INC is going to start squaring upon Jolly. And he is going to be buried 8 feet under the ground inside this watchtower. INC won't even hesitate. Deuce straight away closed in. Have all the information. Deuce knocks down Jolly. He gives up immediately. Now Emperor, where are you going to go? This Team Horsey doesn't need to survive until the very end, because it's going to give them nothing. Even if they survive till the very end, even if they get even a chicken dinner, it's going to give them absolutely nothing. So it's better to fight. INC, they don't know what's coming up for them. Fire Out Esports is on the bridge. Fire Out Esports, since they have no business advantage, they are kind of underconfident to challenge Team INC. They are just waiting for a perfect moment where they can at least give a casualty to Team INC to start off in this fight and to turn this fight into their favor. It will be a 3v3 then. 2v2. Sorry, it will be a 2v2 if Fire Out Esports manages to give a casualty to Team INC. Second circuit, by the way, has just initiated. Aggressiveness has been on the peak since the very beginning of this game. And as always, the last game is chaotic. The last game, the lobby goes nuts. This is not something new we are watching. Pretty obvious. Brothers in Arms, I salute this team literally. They had no need to push, but Brothers in Arms, they took initiative of the fight. They are going against Team OS. Team OS is a pure example of when you have nothing to lose, you become dangerous for everybody. That's what Team OS did. They almost eliminated Team Brothers in Arms. Team OS gets eliminated because of the third party of Team 20, that is Team TS. Team TS would have not shown up. Team TS hadn't shown up. Probably Team Brothers in Arms would have got eliminated by now. Just because Team TS showed up, Brothers in Arms is still intact. No casualties faced. 2 eliminations. And maybe now Brothers in Arms will stop taking chances. They will just low-key survive. All the other teams can keep on fighting. Brothers in Arms has done a fabulous job in the first and the third game. They're still in contention. And if they get a winner chicken in this final Wrangler game, I feel like they might become the champions too of MINIVEX Weekly Series #14. They just have to survive till the very end. And the best part is they have 2 eliminations. They have started off it in terms of eliminations, so they are not starving. They have eliminations, and even if they slow down the pace of the game, it's not really gonna bother them. Graphics. This is Team APX. It's just one player inside the War Star. Team Guff doesn't know this fact. But Brothers in Arms is now moving, and Team Guff gets ready for this challenge against Team Brothers in Arms. They need to take revenge from Team Brothers in Arms after what happened to them in the first Durango game in Miramar. They have to take revenge. Brothers in Arms, as soon as they create the opening, they straight away go for the slam in. Fearlessly, Team Brothers in Arms slaughtering Team Guff. Render will get knocked out too. Fearlessly, Team Brothers in Arms will slaughter the players one by one. And now Team APX shows up too. And Legend, he does his job. Not Legend, maybe that was Dino, will eliminate New View of Team APX. Team APX will be given a casualty too. But Legend, unfortunately, is an open area and he get a surprise. Aspect takes down Legend and Brothers in Arms. Now eventually it's down to 2 players. Aspect just low-key surviving in the corner. Brothers in Arms had no clue. Everything was perfect, but just Aspect with a surprise. Brothers in Arms could do nothing about it. Emperor is out. Team Horsey gets eliminated on 8th position. 7 teams, 16 players, and now alive. Team RG, they're pretty much isolated. They're in contention, so it's pointless to fight. It's better if they just keep on surviving. Because Brothers in Arms might get eliminated before them, and if that happens, it will give them an open door to become the champions. Because they are in contention too, but all they gotta do is just convert this game into a win. Fire Out Esports versus Team TS. Bestino finishes none, but Bestino himself gets knocked out. And he's just now trying to crawl back. Will he be saved? That spray came from a range. So that is a good news. Bastino will get the revival. Wow, Bastino gets knocked out. Jabika heals himself. Jubika takes down one, but eventually Jubika was overwhelmed. And that's it. Team TS gets eliminated on 6th position. Five teams, 12 players. Team APX makes it to the top 5. But E5 start do nothing. They've just low-key survived in a corner. They've kept themselves away from fights and action. No eliminations till now is a live proof of that. Hats off to Brothers in Arms. They've been fearless. They had a lot to lose, but they just kept playing their own game. Takes a lot of guts to do that. Because I've seen teams switching their strategies completely in the final game just so that they can make it to the top 3 to become the champions if they are in contention. But Team Brothers in Arms didn't do that. It didn't really matter to them. They just wanted to play their own game. And that's what has earned my respect for them. RG, Error gets knocked out. Even Team RG as well. They have 6 eliminations. Now they're about to get eliminated. But Jovke quickly takes down Struggler. Kian is a bit behind. Maybe Jovke will get enough time to revive Error. Kian must not fail in this 1v1. Sends his vehicle ahead. Jovke distracts. Oh my goodness! Jovke with a 1v2. RG lives. And all the players will be revived. Not a doubt in that. 4 teams now and just 9 players. Brothers in Arms, how are they gonna rotate? This is a big question mark for them. They're away from the circle. That one bridge is sort of captured by Team APX. They're not gonna let any team to utilize that bridge and enter the circle. Joey eliminates a player of Team Brothers in Arms. And final player surviving now. TRT got eliminated. Dino is the final man. The best thing would be not giving your elimination to Team APX. That's what they want. And not giving your elimination to Team APX would be a strategic win eventually. But Dino is Dino. He's going to try to move. He's going to try till the very end to enter the circle. But it's not possible. Both the bridges have been blocked. Can Dino knock down Team? Difficult. But he somehow... Oh, Dewey shows up and the vehicle burst. Finishes Dino. Sad elimination for Team Brothers in Arms. Getting eliminated on fourth position, and this leaves a open door for Team RG. Just convert this game into a winner chicken dinner. Get all the eliminations, get a winner chicken dinner. 11 eliminations, winner chicken dinner. I mean, 21 total points from a single game can change their fortune. But this in Arms might need to compromise with Asak too. Baslio is out. It's a 3v3 now. Team RG comparatively, they have height advantage. Fire out Esports will be getting #3. King gets knocked out. Immediately King gives up. Team APX down to 2. Low ground disadvantage. Biggest problem here. But Roby takes down Era. Maybe Era will get a rev. RG's not gonna take risk. Era gets the rev. All problems are solved. RG doesn't need to worry. Team APX will need to start from the beginning. They'll again have to create a opening. They cannot even climb up. And where are their vehicles? Maybe their vehicles have been damaged. And that's why they're moving on feet. Maybe we'll have to wait for another circle to begin. Next circle would give us a closure about the situation. But Error has been on cloud 9. He has 7 eliminations right now. And he's not going to hold back himself. Immediately after getting the rev, he's going to attack Team APX. Shovki from the sidelines might knock down Joey. He has to get up and run an open area. He's utilizing those smokes. For how long can he survive? The blue zone now interferes. Shovki has to save himself. Joey is not going to make it to a safe area, as Roby eventually will be the final player surviving. And Joey doesn't need to give his frag to Team RG, and beautifully he'll just give up. And Team RG will be deprived of 1 elimination, but look at this. They'll get 12 eliminations and a winner. Check it out. 22 points out of a single game. Definitely their fortune can be changed. Roby, can he pull off a miracle? And this will be just salt on the wound for Team RG if they get clutched by Roby. Losing a winner chicken dinner. Losing respect. Game so close, performed so well through the last game. But just when they needed the most, just when they needed it the most, just when they were about to cross the finish line, Roby said, no, you can't do that. Will he open up the fire? He's just silently trying to sneak into the circle. He's trying to get himself an advantage. He's trying to set Team RG in a position where they face 2 opponents at the same time. The blue zone and Roby. And Roby finally reveals himself to Team RG. He won't be able to trace down Zovk. Is he giving his frag to blue zone? He tried to do so, but Zovk won't allow him to do that. Zovk said that you belong to us. 12 eliminations and a winner chicken dinner for Team RG. What a way to finish. MINIVEX Weekly Series #14 grands. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Saito signing off. Bye bye, good night, and take care.